Welcome to Learn Math, and today we're looking at the typical CXC past paper question under the topic of sets. Let's get straight ahead to business. There are 90 students in fifth form in high school. Of those students, 54 students study physical education, 42 students study music, 6 students study neither physical education nor music, and why students study both physical education and music. So there's an amount here that we don't know. So they use a variable y to represent that amount of students who are studying both physical education and music. That should be a little bit obvious. And the instruction is given to us to copy and complete the Venn diagram with the information above, showing the number of students in each subset. So we gotta fill in this Venn diagram. So first we copy it like they said. That's important. Copy it in our answer booklet. If we're in an examination, we copy it in our answer booklet. And then we are supposed to complete it. In other words, fill in the information above as they noted. So how are we going to do that? Let's start. There are 90 students. So first of all, I want to put that information in. 90 students. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my 90 right there. Okay. So 90 students in fifth form. Let's write that a little better. And next thing they give us was 54 students study physical education. Where do I put that? Do I put it here? Some person might be tempted, but that wouldn't be correct. Okay, do I put it here? So it covers the entire physical education subset. No, that won't be correct either. Just like we did with the universal set here, that we have 90 students in that, we put the 54 here. Okay, that's important. Put it there. And also here for the music, those who are doing music, the total, 42, we can put it next to M. Right? And we have 6 students who study neither physical education nor music. Where do we put that? 6 students studying neither physical education nor music. Well, we cannot put it within these two circles, or the subset P and M. There's neither of them, so we put it outside, but still within the universal set, which is the rectangular box there. The universal set is this rectangular box. Anything inside is a part of the universal set. Okay. Now we're given that the amount of students who study physical education and music together is Y. That's the amount. Are we done? Well, it seems that way that we've ticked off everything, but we're not finished. Notice that the question says showing the number of students in each subset. Each subset, in this case, we're looking at any amount of students in a particular region. So we have 6 students who are studying neither physical education nor music. That's a subset. That's a subset that is represented by this symbol here. We can actually write it. The number of students in P union M complement is equal to 6. All right, so this means the number of students outside, this symbol here represents complement. The number of students outside of the union of P and M, outside of the both union. Okay, all right, should I say outside of P and M basically. All right, so neither P nor M. We have 6 students, so that goes outside. Okay, and so that's the first subset. P union M all complement, or the complement of the union of P and M. And what amount of students goes here? But we need to understand this is also a subset. This can be represented by the number of students in P intersect M complement. Notice we put it complement this time on the M because we're taking out M. In this case, we're taking out both P and M, the union of both P and M. So we're removing and putting it here. And this time we're taking out M. And so we're referring to this region here, this region. This region is, M is not a part of that region. This region here, both P and M share this region. So number of students in P intersect the complement of M is going to be 54 minus Y. 54 minus Y. That is equal to 54 minus Y. Okay? So let me just take these off though. That's just to bring some clarity in terms of what we're talking about, different subsets. Okay? Okay, so let's continue. What amount of students should we have here? It will be 42 minus Y. 42 minus Y. The only event that you're confused, here's a nice little explanation I'm going to give with an example. Let's suppose we know the amount of students that are doing both physical education and music to be 4. Now think of it. We have the physical education, which consists of 54 students in total. Some of them do music, and that amount is 4. We have some of them who are not doing music. In total, we have 54. If 4 of the 54 students are doing music, how many are not doing music? It must be the 54 minus the 4 that are doing music. That'll give us the amount of students who are not doing music. Same thing over here. We have a total of 42 students. 42 students in this entire subset M, which represents music. We have 42 students doing music in total. 4 of them are also doing what? Physical education. 4 of them are also doing physical education. So how many students are not doing physical education? This region means what? Students who are doing music only. In other words, they're not doing physical education. Obviously, it would be the same 42 minus 4. So 42 in all, 4 of them are not doing physical education. Sorry, 4 of them doing physical education. That means we have 38 of them who are only doing music. So whatever this number Y is, we have to subtract it from the total to get the amount. In P only, we have to subtract it from the total. In this case is from 42, we get M only. So the 4 from the 42 give us 38, the 4 from the 54 give us 50. But we don't know if it's 4. It's a value which is represented by Y. Whatever that value is, we subtract it from the total, as we did here. 54 minus this value. 42 minus this value. Okay? Hope that was clear and helpful. Good stuff. Let's get right on to business. Okay. So now we have completed the Venn diagram, and this is represented for each subset. Now some person may want me to show them how to represent this region here. It's actually the number of elements in what? P intersect M, capital letters. P intersect M. Intersect here means in both. As you can see, the intersection is there, which is given as Y. You were not asked to this, but it's just showing you this how to write it in set notation. That's what this region is. The number of, this means the number of, put a bracket, of students in the intersection of P and M, which is given as Y. What about this region here? Well, it's the number of students in P. Now, let me take that out. That should be, in fact, be number of students in M intersect, and we're going to put the complement on P. That means we're leaving out P. Okay, so in the set M, we're going to leave out P, taking out P because it's the region we want. So we take out P with this complement sign, and that is 42 minus Y. 42 minus Y. Okay, I think I did this one early on, so you can actually have that. But we don't have to do this. This is just me showing you how to do the set notation. Okay, good stuff. Put that back. Okay, good stuff. Let's continue. So completed number 1. and we see the information is shown in each subset. This subset is P only. This subset is the intersection of P and M. This subset here is M only, and this subset is neither M nor N. Okay, so now we're at question 2. Write an expression in Y to represent the total number of students in fifth form. Write an expression in Y to represent the total number of students in fifth form. So an expression, what's an expression? We should know that. The meaning of the word here, expression. What is that meaning? It simply means that we will have numbers and letters. In this case, numbers being constants, Y being variables. We'll have them, we'll write all of those with no equal sign in between any two terms. Okay? So the total here means what? What that means? It means we're going to add up all the sections. We're going to add this section to this section, to this section, to this section. Because all of these students are different sets of students, different subsets, in other words. When we add them up, we'll get the total amount of students in the universal set, which is 90. Because this whole Venn diagram comprises of the 90 students in fifth form. Okay, so we'll have 54 minus Y, that's one set of students. That's those who are only doing physical education. So let's write that in. 54 minus Y. We're going to add it to this set of students. We're doing both subjects. I'm going to add that amount to students. I'm going to add it to this amount of students. We're doing music only. I'm going to add that to the set of students who are not doing physical education and they're not doing music either. Okay, so we have, when we add them up, we're representing the total students in fifth form. But this can be simplified. So let's simplify this expression. So expressions, we can simplify them. We can't solve for any unknown. We can simplify them. So let's simplify this by grouping the like terms together. So we're going to put the 54. What's the next like term, which is numerical value, which is 42. And the next numerical value, we call these constants. We can add all constants together. So we have 54 plus 42. Notice the sign in front of the number 42. And the sign in front of 6, put it down. Then we're going to add the variable terms. Put the variable terms, which are like terms, together. The y's. Notice the sign in front of the letter Y here for the first one is minus Y. A plus Y, let's put the same sign. And a minus Y. And this could be simplified. If we add them up, we get 102. And now what's going to happen here? We need to understand this concept right there. So let's use this, an example for you to understand. We're going to work out something. If we have minus Y plus Y, what would we get? Let's do an example. This is just an example. Okay? It's just an example. If we have 5 minus 5, what would we get? I'll show you no, that would be 0. But if I rearrange these, because they're basically terms, we can rearrange them. Let's put this 5 in front to say it's minus 5. Let's put it in front. And let's put this 5 afterwards, which is a positive 5. Or just going to add that plus 5 there. Let's put it in front. And it's the same thing. We haven't changed the numbers. They're the same numbers combined together. We're still going to get 0. So minus 5 plus 5 give us 0. And if we were to do that with, let's say, perhaps a 4, we have 4. Minus 4 plus 4, we'll still get what? What would we get? Yes, we'll still get a 0. Put it in the calculator just to double check, you notice we get 0. So whatever this value Y is, remember, Y represents an unknown. Y represents the number of students in both P and M. Correct? Y represents the number of students doing both physical education and music. So we don't know that number, what that number is, but we know it's a number. Okay, and so we need to find that amount. But in this case, we're just simplifying the expression. So whatever y is, minus y plus y, just as we did here, should give us what? 0. So those two cancel. And we have left minus y. So we have 102 minus y, and that is our answer. That is the expression in y, represent the total number of students in fifth form. So that's the answer right there, 102 minus y. Let's look at the next one. It says form an equation in y to represent the total number of students in fifth form. Now here we're looking at an equation. How is an equation different from an expression? Equation, as you can look at the first four letters, equal. We think about equal. In equation, you have the equal sign. If you look at this, we have no equal sign in between any two terms. But here we could put an equal sign here, though. Still remain an expression, because this is equal. This expression is equal to this one, because they're the same thing, just a simplified version, and equal to this simplified version. But notice no equal sign was placed in between any two terms at any time. Okay, so we can take those things out there. Okay, it's fine to leave the equal sign. Let's go down to the equation. One equal sign between. Now, what is this expression here? 102 minus y. Well, we know that the total number of students in fifth form, we were given that amount. Let's look at it. We're given that amount. We're given that amount as 90 students. 90 students we had here in fifth form. And so that's the total amount of students in fifth form. But we know that the expression for the total amount of students in fifth form is 102 minus y. So the expression for the amount of students in fifth form is 102 minus y. And we know that the numerical value for the amount of students in fifth form is actually equal to 90. So they are both equal, but they both represent the number of students in fifth form. And so right away we have an equation form. We have an expression equal another expression, in this case a value. Okay. Now we need to look at the second portion, the fourth portion, sorry. Determine the number of students doing both physical education and music. Notice the word here, hence, which means we have to use the information from the previous instruction to continue. So based on this information, we're going to find the value or find the amount of students doing both physical education and music. And remember what amount of students are doing physical education and music in terms of a variable, it's y. So we need to solve for y. We need to find what the y value is. Let's go. So let's put it down. 102 minus y is equal to 90. How do we solve that? Well, there are a number of ways we can actually solve it. We can subtract 102 from both sides. We can say, well, since y is negative, we want y to be positive. We can add y to both sides to remove it from this side. Okay, so we're going to add y to this side. Let's add y to this side. Let's use this method. Add y to this side. So we'll have 102. If we add y here, these two will cancel. And we'll have just 102 on that side. Okay. Let me just put that back. And then we're going to have equal 90. If I add y to this side, it's cancelled over here, and add y over this side. Some person look at it as just transferring. Okay? So, you can actually do that in your heads. Let's do that in our heads. 102, carry over the y, and so it becomes positive over here. Okay, so we transfer the y over this side from negative or minus to positive or plus over this side. So we have a y over here. And some person say, okay, let's just take this 90 and carry it over. So grouping the like terms on both sides. So we have the 90 next to the 102. Those are like terms. The 90 here is a positive 90, becomes a negative 90 on this side, which we can think of minus. So it becomes 90 on this side. Okay, so from a plus to a minus, we can reach over the other side. Just think about it. Now we're going to have y equals, now 102 minus 90 is actually equal to 12. And so we have just solved for y. Alright, so the number of students doing both physical education and music is actually equal to 90. Okay, so let's put it here. So y is equal to 9, which is equal to 12, sorry. So the number of students who are doing both physical education and music is equal to y, which is equal to 12. Okay, so we can look at information again at the top. See what we have just done. Let's look at it just to ensure that we understand fully what's going on. So we have 12 students who are doing both subjects. So let's look at it. How many students do we have doing only physical education? How many students do we have doing only physical education? Well, now we can find a numerical value instead of an expression. We can say, well, it's 54 minus 12, and that will give us 42. How many students do we have doing only music? It's going to be 42 minus y, and we know what y is. It's 12, and that will give us 30. Now we can check to see if our answers are correct. Let's look at it. We have 42 in P only. We have 12 that are doing both P and M, physical education and music. We have 30 who are doing only music, and we have 6 who are doing neither. When we add them up, what do we get? We should get 90. Let's check. 6 plus 2 is 8, 8 plus 2 is 10. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 4 is 8, and 1 is 9. So we see that we get back our 90 students in the entire universal set. Good stuff. So thank you for watching, and hope you enjoy it, hope you understand it. Have a great evening.